We all know the types of insurance out there depending on your business. General comprehensive liability insurance. Errors and omissions is sometimes we call professional liability insurance. If you give advice. There's non-owned auto. I want to talk to you for a minute about non-owned auto insurance. What it means is this. Let's say you own a business and you need your secretary or one of your staff to run an errand. Let's say to go to the bank. And that person goes and takes their own car. And they're tooling off going to the bank, and it's on a Friday, and they're thinking of their date that night, and they run into a busload of doctors. And let's say that the secretary that ran this errand for you has her own car, and she has minimum liability policy limits of $15.30. Well, next thing you know, you get a call from a very enterprising lawyer who says, my claim's worth $500,000, I got 15. Would you mind writing me a check out as the employer, because you're vicariously liable for all the damages that your secretary did to my client, so I need a check for $485,000 when you might pick it up. Your insurance is not going to cover that, right? Unless you have something like non-owned auto insurance. So before you launch a member of your staff out to run errands, to take a trip to Tucson, be thinking about insurance and what happens if that person causes serious injury to somebody, or get non-owned auto, okay? Or give them your car, let them drive your car, because insurance follows the vehicle, and if you have $300,000, you're protected, you see? And her insurance is secondary liable, so you're better off loaning your staff your car, because then there's coverage if there's a catastrophic accident. You follow that?
No, I didn't know that.
Pardon me?
I did not know that.
Yeah. All right. Something else.
If they're 1099, they're not on your staff.
Well,
It's the same thing.
you know, let me tell you, a 1099 is an independent contractor, and theoretically, they're separate, and you're not liable for their tortious acts or their acts of negligence, except very resourceful lawyers will say, you may call that person an independent contractor, and you may 1099 them, but in reality, if you have enough control over the work they do, the time they show up for work, you provide the desk, the office, the equipment, the furniture, the leads, you know what? You can call that person a 1099, but a jury's going to decide whether or not that person is an employee or a true independent contractor. And if they find that this person is really an employee, even though you call it a 1099 or an independent contractor, you're on the hook for full damages. So the answer to that, Vicky?